Hey, good morning, guys. I'm not going to do videos every day, but I figured I'd do one today. The video that I posted from Andy Frisellas, I wanted to make a few more points. Apologize if my road gets noisy. So today is day 4, and so far so good. Feeling pretty good. The good eating, the healthy eating, all the water, the lack of alcohol, the exercise, my body feels pretty good. I like it. Here comes that first noise. There'll probably be a few more. So anyway, yeah, day 4 is going pretty good. And it's my second workout. Woke up early with Owen, did some lifting. And right now I'm down 2.5 pounds. So the other points I wanted to make, as far as on Andy Frisellas' video about rejection, I loved everything he had to say. I thought it was great. I wanted to add a couple things to it. I'm just speaking in circles because there's more cars coming. So one of the points that I wanted to make was, in addition to what he said, self-evaluation. So sometimes you get rejected, and I've certainly been rejected for things that were actually something I should consider changing. Things in my character flaws, things in my life, ignorance, whatever. Sit back, look at all the reasons why I got rejected for whatever it was that was going on in my life, and thought, well, what about this part of me? Make an adjustment. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Sometimes a little bit. It's a lot, actually. So there is always the self-evaluation part of that as well that I'd like to bring up. Another point that I wanted to make was, if you're a man or a woman of faith, such as myself, you may have to consider God's role in it. One way or another, he allowed it to happen. So there's always that point too. So when you get rejected, that's another point to consider. That's a big one. It's a big one. I think they're all big ones, but that's definitely a big one. And I also think that this last thing I want to bring up is a good thing to bring up. Actually, probably should have been the first thing brought up. And I think it's an important thing to understand where this feeling that people get when it comes to rejection comes from. Because Andy had mentioned several times that it's a tough feeling. It's a hard feeling. It's a hard feeling for everyone. And he's absolutely correct. So I can't imagine there's a single human out there that hasn't been rejected. And if there is, well, what a weak, sad, pathetic human being that would be. But I think everybody feels it, and to varying degrees, obviously, depending on what the situation is, who the person is, can definitely differ on how you feel the rejection, but the feeling is real. And there's a reason that that feeling is real. Even the most minor rejections triggers the same part of your brain that is really where that feeling comes from. Primarily speaking, humans, we're tribal, pack animals, and we cannot survive in the wild by ourselves. It's extremely difficult, pretty much impossible. So whenever you get rejected, no matter what the reason is, whether it's work, whether it's sexually, whether it's, who knows what the reason is. So many reasons you could be rejected. Triggers the same part of your brain, and that trigger is primal, and it's the fear of isolation and death. Because when you're alone in the wild, you die, and that's it. So that's where that fear comes from. I think it's important to understand that, because if you don't know that that's where the fear is coming from, it makes it a little bit harder to just, you wonder, why do I feel this way? Why do I care that much? It's just, why can't I just forget about these stupid morons who rejected me and brush them off like they don't matter? Because they do matter. Even if you don't like them, even if you hate them, they matter, because they're another human. And it triggers that fear of rejection in your brain. That fear of rejection, aka isolation, death. Even if it's not real, because in our society, pretty unlikely. But that's the part of the brain that goes. So just wanted to put those points out there too, because I think they're important to know. In addition to everything that the Lord Frisellas hath mentioned. Have an awesome day, guys. Anatole, I haven't heard from you much. I don't know if you finished your days. I hope you did. Let us know. Keep it up.